We want to take a moment to welcome everyone to the Watch This Shit podcast. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. My name is Seneca, the movie professor. And today, I have my collaborator and cooperator here, Young Sam. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Hey, it's Young Sam, aka the Movie Apprentice.
We're back at it. With this podcast, we're going to give you the definitive decision on whether you should go see a new movie or not. It's real easy. If we say, watch this shit, go out and enjoy some good cinema. If we say, don't watch this shit, avoid it as you would performing your own stunts. Or don't. You can do what you want. It may be fun, or if you aren't Jackie Chan or Tom Cruise, lead to a disaster on set. You don't want to listen to us, you put your life in your own hands. Stunt people, the guys and lady guys that really make the magic of movies come to life. It is an underappreciated profession because if you do it well, no one ever knows you were the one that did it. That's one of the hardest things about that job. If you are the best, if you rock that to the highest level, no one recognizes you. Most people don't even realize that even above financial gain, being recognized for your work gives us the highest sense of worth. Unless you are one of those stunt people that made the transition to in front of the camera, a la Chan or even Statham's non-acting ass, then you are relegated to a spot as the wind beneath the wings. That is, until now. Today's movie seeks to put the spotlight on the men and women that make the stars look like superhumans. The film we review now is The Fall Guy. He falls down but gets back up. If my boss hadn't told me, I would not have known this was a remake of an old television series. So, for those with intimate knowledge of the show, forgive me if I don't get deep into the references as I don't fucking know them. I caught one, but won't go into detail until the end with Young Sam to prevent spoilers. Maybe. I can't remember if I wrote that or not. Anyway, the story, an accident on set drives a stuntman into obscurity. Not only does he run from the job he excels at, but also from the hello nurse Emily Blunt played love interest. When the opportunity arises for him to have another chance at both his career and his girl, he seizes it, not suspecting the timing and that some people may have less than noble intentions on bringing him back. He becomes embroiled in a mystery of what happened to the actor that he doubles for leading him on a wild goose chase around Australia to figure out what happened and who done it. Will he survive long enough to do the dangerous stunts he's been hired to perform? Will he, more importantly, find a way to convince Emily Blunt to take him back? Because that's really what we want to know, right? The cast is great. Ryan Gosling, the before mentioned Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, M'Baku himself, Winston Duke, and that one super in shape chick from Ted Lasso. One of my favorite aspects is that the movie starts already in progress. The leads have already been fraternizing and the relationship is cute as hell. They work together and have to hide most of their activities as to keep it profesh in front of the coworkers. Secretly having conversations on the walkie-talkies, going to secret channels. Hey, go to channel 7 so we can have this conversation real quick, right? Sharing moments that are special to themselves. The characters have goals, ambitions. Blunt is she's on the camera crew, but aspires to be a director. Gosling is the double of a successful actor, played by Taylor Johnson, when his career is derailed by a severe injury. Losing that part of himself caused him to lose what he believed made him the man that he is, or was. He then works a valet job and loses touch with his girl for like a year. During this time, she got a shot at her dream job while reaching out to him as much as anyone would expect. That's when the Ted Lasso chick pulls him in under the pretense that she asked him to stunt on her upcoming directorial debut. That was a lie, but the Ted Lasso lady, I gotta look up her damn name, needs to find out what happened to the star of the film, played by Johnson. Mysteries abound. The dialogue is great, the acting is great, and of course, the stunts are no joke. As the movie is about the stunt industry, it's only right that the stunts in the movie should be phenomenal. I will get back to that in a moment, but first I want to thank and honor that they paid to the people who are the unsung heroes of cinema. At the start of the film, they showed scenes from amazing action movies from the history of film, right? Not only that, They showed the dedication to the craft, the ones that were doing it without CGI, the real stunts, not that green screen bullshit. I say bullshit. Some of it's cool, but there is nothing like the real thing. This shows that there is nothing to be but caretaking to show how these things are pulled off. The first stunt he accomplishes is a car roll. They work out the logistics of how it works. They show the preparation and the process that is required to make a life-threatening feat as safe as humanly possible. One of my favorite moments came from a bit involving a hoodie and way more glass that could realistically fit inside the hood of it. This was after I think his name was Stuntman Mike. His name ain't Stuntman Mike. It's Colt something. Anywhere. Damn near got decapitated by a bitch wielding a katana. He reached back and poured the glass from his hood, which seemed like 45 seconds straight. Gags like that are great because they break up the action. Very reminiscent of the bits Jackie Chan would add to his routines once he got influenced by American comedies. One thing that doesn't get enough credit when it's done right, but so much heat when it's wrong, is musical timing. One of the many things I hated about the Challengers was not the music itself, but how the music didn't go with the on-screen action. None of that amateur filmmaking bullshit is here. They knew what the fuck they were doing. When the action was supposed to ramp up, you get a classic rock tune. When the tension between the two leads ramp up, you get a classic rock tune. Hold on, what? Well, when it closes, what do you get? A new rock tune made in the style of a classic rock tune. Speaking of that closing song, it is sung by Youngblood, which most recently lends his voice to the opening of Kaiju number 8. He is picking good projects. And the music is sounding great. Let's get Young Sam in here so we can talk about this cool ass film. Young Sam, did you feel the spirit of the 80s when you were watching this movie?
Yeah, most definitely. It had that 80s vibe, especially when he was doing a particular scene with a boat. I'll just put it like that. And
Yeah, go.
yeah, he was doing that scene. I was like, oh, it feels very 80s. Yeah, I got the 80s vibe from it.
For sure. It's cool when a film can channel the spirit of a particular era. Did you see, it reminds me of Turbo Kid. Did you see Turbo Kid? You saw it, right?
What's Turbo Kid?
Oh my God. We got to review that shit. That film is fantastic. Turbo Kid is a movie. Oh, we about to go. We about to go off on another path. We'll be back, but let's go over here. Turbo Kid is a post-apocalyptic movie about a kid that finds a alien weapon, and he has a dirt bike, and he goes on an adventure. But it is so fucking 80s, even though it was made in the 2000s. Everything from the synth music to the storyline, and crazy of all, it has ultra violence, like people getting their faces squished in with boulders and shit. Like it's a good ass movie, dude.
I
It
check that
was
one out.
yeah, it was on Netflix last I remember. We need to put that on the list somewhere. Anyway, that film is fantastic. What was your favorite stunt?
Uh, I particularly liked the one when they were in like the trash truck, kind of with the
Mhm,
dog, and they were
mhm.
kind of spinning around inside of, I guess, the side of it. But the way they made it is they were just spinning in the street, but they were fighting in the back of the trash truck while it was spinning on the ground. I was like, man, this
And
is
being pulled by the truck. They were still
right.
in motion. Yeah.
I was like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, that was mine too. Gosling got his shit rocked in that truck. Every time you looked up, he was getting punched in the face. That was a good scene.
Hmm.
That was a good scene. They had some great ones. Even the editing on the Fight Club scene, that shit was phenomenal as well. And
Oh yeah.
this is even a case of the trailer holding back from what's really in the movie. I'm gonna let you describe if you saw it. If you didn't see it, then I'll do it. But did you see the differences from what we saw in the trailer to what was actually filmed?
Uh, I don't think I did. I don't think I was just too engrossed in the movie. I was like, damn, this is really good.
It's good as shit. So let me set it up.
Okay.
So the trailer didn't show the full scope of the scene. They only showed parts of it and parts that we saw, but they were filmed differently. So in the club, Gosling's character was drugged. So
Mhm,
during the fight, he would hit things or throw things, and then they would like light up with a special effect or a glow.
mhm.
The same exact actions and the same exact things were in the trailer, but they didn't have that special effect added from his drug intake.
Ah.
That's a smart and creative way to hide what a scene really is. We saw
Oh.
it, but we didn't see all of it.
Yeah. But
I thought that.
that was my that was my favorite scene. I just thought that scene particular was done amazing. Like, I haven't seen anything like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
I was like, "Man, this is really creative." I really like that, and then the other scene that I liked was when they were talking on the phone, but they were like, "Okay, let's
Mhm.
do a split
Split screen.
screen,"
Yeah.
and then they were just I was like, "Man, this is really creative."
And
Like
they were mirroring their
yeah.
actions on each side. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I was like, "Man, this is really, really good." I think David is it Leitch?
Leech.
Yeah, Leitch. He did a really good job on this movie.
Yeah, he's great. He's great for real. How did the Blunt-Gosling relationship work for you?
I think it worked good. It was believable. I liked how the relationship, like when she left or when he left, and then he came back and she was torturing this motherfucker.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, but it was natural because
Yeah.
you understood she was trying to get back with him the whole time, like, "Hey, dude, I know you're hurt. I'm still here for you, whatever." And he just ghosted her.
Mhm.
So when she saw him again, she was reasonably hurt
Payback.
and was yeah, and was trying to hurt him. Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. I
Yeah,
really liked
it was believable. I like their on-screen chemistry.
for real, for real. Yeah, she tortured him. Oh man. Oh, one of my favorite scenes with them, just small dialogues with them was the drive me to my car gag. They had a lot of those, but they sat in the car. She said, "Drive me to my car," and he drove her all of 2 feet.
Yeah.
Even the caller heads were great. Uh, you mentioned a little bit about the boat joint,
Mhm.
yeah, but he said, and a few times in the movie, he said, "I did that stunt so many times I could do it with my hands tied." And then the
Mhm.
circumstances of the film led him to having his hands tied and him having to jump the boat through a ring of fire behind his back, just like the scene that he did in I guess he said it was Miami Vice.
Yeah, mhm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that was amazing.
And you don't really see it because you're so engrossed in the movie, you don't really see those coming until, like, it happens. You're like, "Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And then you remember, oh, he did say that he
Yeah.
did this.
Mhm.
Because you don't think it's coming. You don't know.
Mm-mm.
We talked about the director a bit. He is he's the dude that directed my favorite movie of 2022, Bullet Train. If you haven't seen, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do what I did with Turbo Kid. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Turbo Kid, Bullet Train. Watch that shit. Anyway, but he also had a strong hand in John Wick.
Mhm.
Did you catch how they used his films, the stunts from his films to open the film?
Yeah, yeah, I saw that part. I was like, "Oh, okay," because I really didn't know too much about David, and then after watching the movie, I went back and just did my own research, and I was like, "Oh, man, he did." And then I was like, "Okay, so yeah." I just started putting pieces together. I was like, "Okay, David, he did have a kind of a big hand in John Wick, and you can kinda see it in this movie also."
You definitely can. They let us know we were in for some good shit right up top.
Mhm.
Atomic Blonde has some dope stunts. Even though it was just a mad movie, I'm not saying watch that shit. Maybe watch the stunts anyway. But it does have a cool music drop with 99 Red Luft Balloons. You
Mm.
got to watch those two things. I don't know if you heard that song. Dun 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 dun
Oh,
dun
yeah.
dun. Dun. Yeah, that song. That.
Oh.
Yeah, but they pair it really well with some action in the movie. It's very creative. And Deadpool 2. That was one of his weaker films. But
Mhm,
that Zazie Beats Bad Luck Energy scene was stupendous.
mhm.
As was the introduction of X Force, where the dudes kept dying every time they got introduced.
Oh.
David has some great ass ideas. It's pretty
What
cool.
what's crazy not crazy, but it's interesting is the music from Bullet Train was done by a guy named Dominic Lewis, but he also did the music for Fall Guy.
Oh shit.
He's done a lot of music for a lot of good shows and
Mhm.
TVs. The Kingsman was one of them. Um, but
Hmm.
I was like, huh, Dominic Lewis. I think he's a pretty good music director to
Yeah,
be
oh yeah, he's
honest.
talented as shit.
Hmm.
Because this music was amazing. Like I said earlier, the Challengers, the music in that
Yeah.
movie, you didn't see. I don't see it. I know you didn't see it, but they would play this loud ass Swedish gay club nightclub music during scenes where it was supposed to be more heartfelt or touching, and then try to mix that in with some intense tennis playing. But
Hmm.
they would play the same song throughout both of those. It didn't mesh.
Yeah. I'm looking at listen to some of the titles he's worked on. Kung Fu Panda 2,
Mhm.
Rango, Rio, How to Train Your Dragon, X-Men First Class, Puss in Boots, Wreck-It Ralph, This Is the End, um, Captain America Winter Soldier, Spider-Man 2,
Damn.
Big Hero 6. He's done
He's the
DuckTales.
damn.
He's done a lot.
Yeah, and you can tell he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's dope. Anything else you wanna run down before we go to final verdict?
Oh man, definitely watch it for the soundtrack, for the stunts. I mean, even the story, it was a little slow in some parts, but the way the big payoff was very good. I didn't see it coming.
Mhm,
Um, so watch it for kind of the story, the twist at the end, and the soundtrack and the visuals. And you got yourself a good date night movie.
for sure, for sure. Uh, Before I give my final verdict, I just wanna say a thank you to this film. It is only the second film that has been released this year that I'm this high on. Watch this shit. This is a great send up to the crew that make the movie going experience so exciting. My hat's off to all of them. A thank you to all the people that risked their lives for us to be entertained. That's a crazy job when you think about it. You went to work, jumped off some shit that would surely kill you if it didn't go right for a couple minutes of a crowd that you'll never meet just for us to say, "Oh shit, that was cool."
Yeah. And I like that kind of dedication montage they did at the end. I was like, "Oh, man,
Yeah.
that's what kinda really made me appreciate it."
Yeah, that put me in the mind of the Jackie Chan shit too, right? At the end of his
Mhm,
films, he always shows the actual work that they did to get the stunts right. And they did the
mhm.
same thing here.
Yeah. But I mean, but David, he was a stunt man before also, so it's
Ah,
kinda
so
fitting.
that's why. Yep. That's why
Yeah.
you can see he shows appreciation to the people that do it because they don't get recognized enough.
Mm-mm, at all.
Yeah. And Tom Cruise. All right. You said watch this shit, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay, cool. Wanted to make sure you got that before we hit the thank you for listening to another episode of Watch This Shit. You come here for the realest take on new movies. So make sure you follow us so you're not left in the dark on whether you should check out a movie or not. If you haven't seen this shit yet, what the fuck are you waiting for? We told you what to do. Now it's up to you to go do it. Check us out next time when we review The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And good day to you.